not done a sit down video in literally ages. Today's video is how to research university, like the first step of figuring out what you want to do, what you want to study, where you want to go. I've always wanted to make this video because I struggled so much with this application process, and I just want to share some of my tips and things I've learned along the way, because I at one point was literally, I had no idea what I wanted to do, no idea where I wanted to study, and I didn't know where to start. Like, I didn't know how to research universities. Obviously, please take everything I say with a grain of salt. I'm not a career counselor, I'm not a university counselor. I'm just someone who's gone through this, and I'm just speaking from my own experience, so please do not take my advice as like the be all or end all. Like, please go talk to a teacher if you really do need some like counseling with your career and things like that. Like, this is just the first step for me to help you. Editing me coming in to say that this video is split into 3 parts. I don't know why I didn't make that clear. The first part is how to find out what you want to study, so the subject. The second part is figuring out what university you want to study at, and then the third part is just my general tips and advice, and I will leave timestamps here and in the description so you can click to them if you want to skip ahead. Okay, so a bit of backstory. I just graduated from high school. I'm currently filming this in 2020. My hair is really annoying me. I do A-levels. I go to a British school, but I live in China. This video is very much from the perspective of like either a British, like A-level British curriculum perspective, or a more like international perspective. I don't know if that makes any sense. So I have a note on my phone, so if I'm looking down, that is why. First of all, I'm going to talk a little bit about like how you want to figure out what you want to study, like your degree, your course, or your subject, or whatever you want to call it. First of all, you can think about what subjects you liked at A-level. If you didn't do A-level, then IB or whatever, I don't know. For example, you really enjoy biology, but you're like, what can I even study? Like, if you like biology, then look into the different majors or degrees that are kind of a segment of that. Because I know some people want to do straight biology, some people want to do marine biology, some people want to do biochemistry, and some people want to do medicine. So they're all kind of like, if you know you like doing biology, you might want to think about all the things that have biology in them, because you don't have to study biology. There's more fields out there than what you do at A-level. With me, my A-level subjects were quite broad, so I had no idea what path I wanted to go on. So I was trying to imagine, what can I imagine myself doing in the future? I can imagine myself being creative in the future, so what kind of courses allow me to be creative? But also, one important thing is, what can you imagine yourself not being? Because if you could not imagine yourself enjoying a career with like maths, then you don't want to pursue that. It's so obvious, but some people just do something because it gets you job interviews. Ultimately, it's what you want to do and what you want to pursue further. If you have no idea what you want to do, you might want to consider some subjects that are more broad. For example, if you don't know what to do, I would not suggest doing something like law or medicine, where like if you study law, then you're going on a path to become a lawyer. If you study something that just broadens your perspective and you learn some new things, that can just help you in your career, and it doesn't limit you in a sense of what you want to do. Something my dad always told me is like, I had always wanted to do film, and film is quite specialist. Like, if I study film, I'm probably going to end up in the film industry. However, like right now I've chosen media and communication, and that doesn't limit me to the specific industry of film. So like, if I study media and communications, I might be a journalist or broadcaster or a radio show host or a TV producer or a cinematographer, or like I can still do all of these different things because it doesn't limit me to one specific industry or one specific job, if you know what I'm saying. And I think that's a very important thing if you don't know, if you have no idea what you're doing with your life. If you are set on, for example, I want to become a doctor, then just do medicine, because there's no point in allowing yourself to have more freedom when you just want to be a doctor. You're going to study medicine and that's it. I'm going to mention a few things. So prospects.com is a good website to figure out what different careers there are. Like, you can find out like all different information about what exactly each job entails, I'll leave the link down below. Also, the world of work map is very useful because you can it's like a wheel and you can see like the different, I don't know, you can just click around and see different fields of work and careers and things, and you can look at what career falls where on the chart. It's kind of cool. You can check it out. I'll leave it in the description. Okay, so now we're going to move on to how to actually research what university you want to go to, like specifically what uni, because that was so difficult for me. Okay, so the most groundbreaking thing I figured out, it wasn't a teacher who taught me this, it wasn't my parents who taught me this, it was my friend. If you want to figure out what uni you want to go to and you have like a whole world of possibilities, for example, you don't know what destination you want to go to, you don't know what kind of uni you want to go to, this is perfect. So I was editing this video and I realized that I really didn't explain this part very clearly. So here I am clarifying it because it's actually the most important point in this entire video. It was so groundbreaking to me because I had no idea how to do it. I was like looking on UCAS, but I was like, how am I supposed to find the universities that are right for me? So basically, this process has 3 parts. The first part, you make your spreadsheet. The second part, you go to QS World Ranking. And then the third part, you go to UCAS or the university website. And first of all, I'm gonna tell you about my spreadsheet. In my spreadsheet, on the top column, you wanna have all the columns that you'll need. And you can tailor this to your own liking. So for mine, I had university name, intended major or course, destination, aka country, QS World Ranking, which is one of the rankings for universities because there's actually a lot of them. QS ranking by subject, a little bit about the course, the modules you can take, whether it has a study abroad option, application fee and tuition fee you can add. For me, those were often just left blank. Scholarship opportunities, deadlines, entry requirements, and the link for if you want to refer back to the UCAS website or their university website. That is what my spreadsheet consisted of. One way my friend customized it was he wanted to study aviation and business, so he wanted to find out the QS ranking by business and the QS ranking by aviation so that he could get a feel for how they were doing in both of those areas. This is basically what I used as a spreadsheet for researching universities, and this next section, which I did explain decently, is how you use QS World Ranking and how you use the UCAS website to your advantage. So one way I did it, for example, if you want to do sociology as a major, you can go on QS World Ranking, look up sociology, like the subject, and then you can look at what schools are good in sociology, and those schools might not be as high on the QS World Ranking, so like Oxford, MIT, whatever, but you can find the schools that would fit you well. You can then just note down any names of universities that you like that are in the destination you like, and then you can go into deeper detail and look at their entry requirements, their course, the modules you can take, if they can have study abroad or not. For UCAS, the only thing I didn't like was that it would come up with this humongous list of universities and it was so overwhelming and I didn't know where to start because it comes in alphabetical order and then you see all the A's first. I don't know, it was just, you can use it to your advantage. Like, all the information is there. If you want to go to University of Manchester, you can go there, search the courses, and it has all the information you need. Like how I did it was I went on QS World Ranking first, and then I can go on UCAS. On my spreadsheet, I color-coded it, so like I color-coded it by destination because I had 3 different destinations. I highlighted the ones I really liked in yellow so they would stand out to me and I could see them at a glance. Okay, so here are a few of my general tips of the whole uni application experience. Honestly, I'm going to literally be honest with you, I hated every second of it, having to figure out what I wanted to do with my life at the age of 16. I was 16, come on. And having to talk to so many people, write so many emails, write so many essays, I didn't like the experience, but it's worth it if you get into the uni you want and you're fulfilled with your choice. One thing about my university process, I applied to 3 destinations, UK, Hong Kong, and US, which require 3 different types of essays, 3 different types of applications, like different processes. The fact that I applied to 3 different places made it so much harder for me, and which is why I found the experience so hard. The difficulty of the process just depends on how many places you're applying to. So I'm not trying to scare you with like how hard it is, but that's just my experience. Please be proactive with your parents, your counselor, whoever. I would always dread it because I was like stressed out about the conversations that I had to have, and over the course of the uni application kind of like experience, I was with my university counselor almost every day of the week. Like I would schedule a meeting with her because I had questions to ask, I had things to go through with her, I needed like essays to be read. It's just so important to be proactive and take the first step and do it, because no one is going to be knocking at your door and being like, hi, have you done this yet? Because ultimately you are in control of your own life. This application process is up to you and you have to put in the work. It's not anyone else's job. As hard as it is thinking about the future, you just have to do it. So along with the tips of how to find your uni degree, it's really helpful if you go on YouTube and search up real people who talk about their actual real experiences of studying whatever you want to study, because they are not going to be afraid to tell you about the negatives. Like the university descriptions won't have any negatives, and of course everyone's experience is different and their negative might be your positive and things like that, but it's really helpful to hear someone actually talk about their real life experiences about the course you want to do, because you can learn a little bit more and you can comment and they might respond. I am a very visual person, so like whenever I write things down, I have to make it visual, colorful. Every time I was confused about something, I would make it into a mind map to make myself understand what my situation was. Like for example, if I was thinking about like a bunch of different universities, I would write them all down and like figure out which ones I didn't want, which ones I did want. And what was especially helpful was I had a little notebook. I had a notebook of everything that was related to uni applications. So every time I had a meeting with my counselor, I would write down what she said. Every time I did research on a university, I would write down the important points. Every time we had like a uni talk, I'd bring that book. Every time I needed something, I would just refer back to that book, and it was all in one centralized place, and it was the best decision I ever made, because that thing, I would not have been organized without that book. So having that book, I think, is very important. And even if you don't like writing things down, you might want to have like a Word document on your Mac or on the Notes app of your phone. Like just having things in a centralized place is so helpful to keeping you organized for applying to uni and everything. I think that concludes the bulk of this video of all the tips I wanted to tell you guys. I'm being honest with you, the uni application process was so hard. Literally during it, I was like writing everything I learned down so I could talk to you in a video and tell you everything I learned, because it was so hard. Let me know if you have any questions about applying to uni, especially if you're in year 12. This is like a critical time for you. I seriously wish you all the best of luck with your uni applications and things, because it was so hard. It was so stressful, and I don't want to scare you. Like, you don't have to make it as bad as how I made it. If you're proactive with your things, have the right conversations, don't miss any deadlines, have conversation with your parents, your counselor. Please be very proactive. This summer, don't waste it. Once you go to year 13, everything will be go, and people will expect things from you. So make sure you use the summer wisely. Maybe start writing your personal statement, start doing your research, start that Excel file. If you have any time this summer, please do it. Like, I made the mistake of just leaving it till year 13. Like, I'll figure it out when I go back, and that was not the right mindset. So please learn from me. I hope you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And I'll see you next time. I've been uploading a lot of vlogs lately, so I hope you enjoy those. I haven't done a sit-down video like this in literally ages, so I hope you have enjoyed this. And yeah, goodbye.